Hello everyone, I'm here to share with you this beautiful dress form tag that was inspired by this piece right here that came off of a tissue box. Now this is a Puffs tissue box. I bought a couple the other day, and this one comes off your Kleenex box, so you know you can make a tag out of it, but that wasn't what inspired me. This piece inspired me. So as soon as I opened the tissue box, I saw a piece. I looked at it and I said, you know what, I can do something with that. I was inspired. So what I've done is I've created this dress form tag, and I haven't glued anything down yet because I'm working with a few different ways, so I haven't made up my mind exactly how I'm going to add it to the page. But anyway, so you pull this up and you have hidden journaling, okay? Now, depending on how you glue this down to the page, you can glue it on this side and the bottom and have a tuck on that side, or you can glue this side down and the bottom and have a tuck on that side, or you don't have to have a tuck that way at all. This part is just a little piece of flower that I got off of, that I cut out of this lace trim. If you glue the whole thing down, you can leave a little spot to where you can add like a little paper clip and add a message onto that, and that'll be hidden journaling as well, and just clip that in behind on the side. My first thought with the bodice piece was I was going to glue it down on either side and the bottom, and then tuck something into the top and add maybe a little flower or something onto it, like a piece of a necklace or jewel. Or I have another idea of where I'll be able to remove the whole piece, and this whole piece will be journaling at the back. So let's get into how to make this. So we have this piece, okay? Take a piece of heavy cardstock, and mine is coffee dyed. And you're going to use this as a template to trace around. I can get 2 of these on this page. You're going to just trace around that. Now, where this perforated line is, the scored line, make you some lines out beside it. Come in on your page to where they go inside the your actual piece, whatever I'm going to call it, your actual template. Go ahead and make you 2 if you want to make more than 1. And when you cut around it, don't throw this part away, because you're going to use this to make your bodice piece. So now you're just going to cut around this piece. And I had a piece already cut out, if I can find it. To save time, but apparently time does not want to be saved around here. So I'm just going to cut around it. And my longer Tim Holtz scissors would be better. I would be able to cut it faster, but this is going to work just fine. Now, we're going to use these as guides to fold our piece up. And if you want to add lines, this is the point that you should go ahead and stamp some lines on, which is what I'm going to do. And that's crooked because it's throwing me off. But this is fine. And if you don't like that, simply turn it over. Okay? But that's not going to bother me too much. I mean, it does, but for the sake of this video, we're going to move on. So what I need to do now is glue around this piece of your template. Now, if you want to stitch this part down, go right ahead. I'm just going to use fabric tack, and I'm okay with just using the fabric tack. Now we're going to use some blue lace, and we're going to layer it to where you have some lace hanging over the sides. Trim, but make sure that you leave enough overhang on the sides. Do not trim it right next to the template. And I do want to alternate the scallops, the down part of the scallop and the up part, if I can, to offset it a bit. And I want this piece a little bit lower. So I'm not going to worry about that glue. It will dry. I want that piece to come in about right there. If the glue starts to dry, just add a little more. But I try and get at least three layers on this bottom piece. I'm going to glue above this line of lace and not to over glue it, because we don't want that part sticking, because that's going to be our hidden journaling spot. We need to be able to lift that part up. I'm just going to continue layering. I'm going to get one more piece. Okay, now that I've done that, I need to flip it over, and I'm going to cut around it. Not directly close to the template, but I'm going to cut fairly close to it. Go back and look, make sure everything is even. If it's not, go ahead and cut off any pieces that may be sticking out. This extra piece of lace, these extra pieces of lace, do not throw those away because you can use those on lace snippets and such. So I now have this piece. Now to get my bodice part, once you have cut a piece off, you can use that as a template. But for starters, for those of you who may not know, you're just going to take a piece of paper, fold it in half, and to make your heart, when you make your 1/2, because when you cut it out, you have the same piece. Do not come to this point. I'm going to stop probably about right there. And so you would just do something like so. And instead of bringing that point all the way to this corner, I'm just going to come in about right there. Now, once you cut this off, Mama's making a video. Once you cut this off, that's trash, Pookie. Go put it in the trash. Once you cut this heart off, you have this piece, okay? And that is your bodice piece. And I actually like the look of that little little heart. Okay, so what you're going to do now is cover this piece. We're going to take a piece that we have already. And I like to add some kind of interest to that so that it's not plain behind. I prefer to have that, so I've added, I stamped a script stamp on there, that's all. You can go ahead and distress that, but I'm not going to worry about that. Make sure that you glue around the heart edges because you don't want the fabric coming up. Oops, and don't do that. But you gotta love fabric tack because all you have to do is rub it and it comes up. Go ahead and put your sheer fabric down, making sure that it is attached on those edges. You have to glue one more time. And I'm just going to layer some blue lace on top of that again, like so. You can let that dry and then cut around it. But for the sake of this video, I'm going to go ahead and cut. You can also stitch around all of that to give it a little more definition on your page or to your tag. Now you can go in and add some ribbon. And I had some blue ribbon here. Or some tan ribbon or some cream colored ribbon, and I like that definition there. And then you can add in that piece or jewel or whatever you want to add to that. set that up. I also have quite a few that I have playing around with. I've got this color and a little bit hue, a different hue to go in with that piece. Also have a cream one, or even the darker one, and that one. So I've just had fun, and you can interchange the lace as well. I've just been playing around with these little tags. And all you do, raise that up, and there's your hidden journaling. Hope you guys will make some of these. If you do, I would love to see how yours turn out. Like the video. I'll see you next time.